I'm going to talk about a topic today that is rife in the SMMA space because there's a lot of young bloods, young hustlers. I really have a lot of respect for you boys getting in there and getting in the trenches early in your life. But it's something I struggle with all the time. And I know a lot of people struggle with, and that is imposter syndrome, especially in the SMMA space. So for those guys who don't know who I am, my name is Uncle Jimmy. That's what everyone calls me. I am an SMMA coach. I run my own SMMA agency. I do coaching over at Charlie Morgan's Easy Grow course. If you haven't checked that course out, go and check it out because it's pretty awesome. Now, I understand that imposter syndrome can cause a lot of flow-on effects when it comes to selling SMMA, can cause a lot of flow-on effects when it comes to delivering SMMA, and it causes a lot of effects when it comes to confrontation and client communication. If you don't really have confidence and you feel like an imposter in this space, it can really hurt your ability to do this. I've been running an agency for a long time. And before I ran an agency, I used to work in the corporate world. And then before that, I was in the Navy for 10 years. So I've had a pretty varied career. And every time I shifted career, I had to basically reinvent myself as a person. So a lot of you guys that are struggling with imposter syndrome, a lot of it comes down to identification of yourself and truly believing it. So if a lot of you guys are young, you might be still in school, you might identify as someone that's in school, not as a marketer, not as a professional marketer. You should be able to stand in a room of your peers and go, I'm a marketer too. It doesn't matter how much you make. It doesn't matter if you make a lot or a little bit. If you identify as a marketer, that's what you are. But if you walk into a room of your peers in a marketing status sort of space and you identify as a high school student or a university student that does marketing, then you'll always have imposter syndrome. I just wanted to give that preface because that doesn't solve the problem for a lot of people. I just want to identify where a lot of this comes from. A lot of it's in your head and how you identify yourself. Because you're probably going, oh, Jimmy, yeah, look, I know that. I already know all that stuff. People tell me all the time, I'm a marketer. I believe I'm a marketer. Look, I've been to a conference. I'm a marketer. That hasn't helped me. And that's right, because people only tell you half the story, which is identifying. The other half is you need to have actual workable solutions to when you don't feel like you belong somewhere. And like I said, I've had several careers in 36 years, and this is how I've been able to walk in a room with my peers, even if I haven't been doing it that long, and take over the room with my confidence. This is the secret. The secret is you've got to be able to rationalize the person you're speaking to. So for instance, right, let's say you're new to SMMA and you have a little bit of imposter syndrome. You're probably in a room. Maybe let's say you have to give a big meeting and you're not confident about it. You need to rationalize why you're there and you need to rationalize why you got that position. So for instance, for me, right, if I've had meetings where I'm punching above my weight, I'm walked into a meeting with ASX listed companies and I'm like, I'm just a small agency over here and I'm talking to a massive company over here. How do I walk into that room and be really confident? Before I go into the meeting, I G myself up by going, look, let's try and rationalize why we're having this meeting. They clearly want to meet with me because something I'm doing is appealing to them. Whether it's the fact that I'm good at sales, whether the fact that I'm good at talking, whether it's my work, something I'm doing is appealing to them. And if they knew more about marketing than I did, they wouldn't need my help. That's the way I've always rationalized it. When I walk and see a business and they've got a big, massive office and they've got a multi-story building and I walk in there like I own it, it's simply because I rationalize it in my head that if they knew how to do it, they wouldn't have me here. Honestly, that's as simple as it gets. When you're talking to clients and you're communicating, you have to give bad news and you feel like an imposter and you feel bad, rationalize it in your head. That's all you have to do. The only thing you have to get over is this. The client is thinking something completely different. This is what you don't understand. When you're walking into a sales meeting, they're not thinking going, oh, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. They're going, what price can we get it for? You know, is it going to fit in our budget? What do I say to my boss? Because I have imposter syndrome because I jagged this marketing role within the business and I have to justify it to my CEO now. They're thinking the same thing as you, except they're thinking about it for themselves. The thing you have to get over is that no one gives a shit about you. This is a good thing if you let it be a good thing. When you walk into a room and there's other marketers in a room, no one gives a shit about you. They only give a shit about themselves. So what you're thinking, they're thinking about you, they're actually thinking about themselves in reverse. Same with the businesses you're talking to. They're sitting there going, oh, I feel like an imposter because I feel like I should know all these numbers and this guy's going to ask me because he's a professional and I don't know these numbers, and really, should I be in business? There's all my competitors must know all these numbers too. And then their competitors are thinking the same thing about them. Everyone is just thinking the same thing. It's just they think it's someone else thinking it about them, when really it's not the case. So if you go into a room and rationalize that and go, I know what I'm talking about. I know a lot more than they do. They need my help, and they probably don't give a shit about me anyway. You're going to be fine. Honestly, imposter syndrome is just a personal psychological demon that we all have to get over. And if you can get over that and get over the fact that, yeah, you're only young, right? I get this all the time. Jimmy, I'm young. No one's going to take me seriously. And that's only an issue if you let it be an issue for you, because most businesses see that as an advantage, right? If you go to a business and they're a 45-year-old guy, a plumbing business, they probably look at you going young, going, oh, this guy must know about marketing and social media and things like that because he's young. And you're sitting there going, oh, this guy's judging you because he's old. And you're sitting there going, oh, this guy's not going to hire me because I'm too young. And he's sitting there going, oh, I want to hire this guy because he's young. You can see where the disconnection is. It's all in your head. You just need to, before you go and step into one of these meetings, if you really are feeling, or if you're not feeling, you're feeling like an imposter, rationalize it. Remember, no one gives a shit about you. So no one's judging you. Gotta remember that they have as much imposter syndrome as you do. And if you weren't good at what you do, you'd be making no money. And I understand at the start, you're going to be making no money and it does hurt your confidences. But trust me, if you keep watching this channel and channels like this, you will make money. And as soon as you start making money, if anyone pays you any money, then you are a professional in that space, regardless of if you have 8 years of experience like me or if you're brand new. So don't let that stop you from achieving what you need to achieve in this space for your own personal goals. Because honestly, it's the biggest hurdle people have to get over. And you can clearly see that I've gotten over that over the period of time, is this in your head. Don't worry about your thinking, just rationalize it. Be like Spock. That's always what I've done when I have thought irrationally, is go, I need to go in Spock mode and think about this rationally without the emotion. Is it logical that this person probably doesn't actually care about me because he's got his own problems? Yes, it's probably logical. Is it logical that he's probably thinking the same thing about himself? Yes, because we all suffer from the same demons. And is it logical that I'm a professional because I'm getting paid to do this? Yes. Keep calm and carry on, guys. And if you haven't, make sure to subscribe, because this is a good channel. This is the stuff that people need to talk about in this space. You don't need to hear about how to sell this stuff. There's plenty of people that will do that, but you need Uncle Jimmy to tell you that it's going to be all right, because there's a lot of money in this space if you do it the right way. And that's what I'm here to teach you guys. So hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.